Today on Happiest Camper, we show you how to make this DIY circle skirt. This woven circle skirt is such fun to wear and so easy to make. The skirt has an exposed elastic waistband and is designed to fit easily over the hips and snug at the waist with a modest below-the-knee length. Casual or dressy, let's get to sewing so you can twirl heads in this fabulous circle skirt. Start off by printing out and assembling your pattern based on the instructions linked in the descriptions. Lay out your pattern piece onto your fabric. Fold your fabric in half, right sides together, and place the pattern piece with the folded edge along the fold of the fabric. If you are using a fabric with a one-way print, ensure that the print is facing the right direction. You should now have 2 half circles to start with. The first thing is to sew the side seams. Put the 2 half skirts right sides together and pin at the side seams and sew. Finish the edges with a pinking shear or zigzag stitch. To hem your skirt, set your sewing machine to the longest straight stitch. Sew around the entire hem of the skirt using 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. This basting stitch will make it easier to hem the curve of the skirt in the following steps. The fabric may gather a bit due to the curve, but this is what will help us get a smooth hem in the next step. Fold the hem along the basting stitch, distributing the gathers so that when you make the other 3/8 of an inch fold, the hem will lay flat. Press if needed. Fold the hem again, another 3/8 of an inch, and pin. Sew the hem of the skirt 1/8 of an inch from the fold. To sew the waistband, change your thread color if necessary to match your elastic. Place the short ends of the elastic together and sew using a straight stitch. Open the seam and pin or finger press to keep it open. Sew a square around the opened seam using a straight or small zigzag stitch. This will secure the seam allowance of the elastic in place. Mark the elastic into quarters. Fold the waistband in half at the sewn seam, and place a pin at the sewn seam. Place another pin at the opposite end of the waistband. Fold the waistband so that the 2 pins are now on top of each other, and mark the other 2/4 of the elastic at the sides. We are about halfway through this DIY circle skirt sewing tutorial. If you are enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button. You will quarter the waist of the skirt in the same way. Place a pin at each of the side seams and fold the skirt so that the side seams are on top of each other. Mark the other 2/4 of the skirt at the sides. Next, we will pin the elastic to the waist of the skirt wrong sides together. Pin the elastic seam on one of the skirt side seams that you had sewn. Pin so that the elastic is 1/4 of an inch above the skirt edge. You will then match each of the pins in the elastic with a pin in the skirt until all 4 sections have been pinned. You will notice that the fabric is longer than the elastic. That is because we want the elastic to stretch when we have finished sewing it. We need to use a stretch stitch to attach the elastic to the skirt. A good stitch to use is the zigzag stitch. So set your sewing machine to a 3 width and 3 length zigzag stitch. With your sewing machine needle in the skirt and the presser feet already down, hold the next quarter point and stretch the elastic so that it will be as long as the area of the skirt you are trying to sew it to. Sew the elastic to the skirt, remembering to leave about 1/4 of an inch of the elastic at the top. When you have finished sewing the first quarter point mark, hold on to the next quarter point and continue to stretch your elastic to fit the skirt waist. Repeat these steps until you have sewn all around the skirt waist. Flip the elastic to the right side of the skirt. Using a small stretch stitch, sew along the bottom of the elastic to secure the elastic to the skirt so that the raw edges are hidden. You will stretch the elastic slightly as you sew. And with that, you have completed your circle skirt. Now give it a twirl. This cute skirt is easy to dress up or down with your favorite tops. Don't forget to check out our other fun sewing projects. We have over 40 free sewing tutorials at happiestcamper.com. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on our latest sewing content. Thanks for watching.